Fatal Fury. City of the Wolves.
Hello and Happy New Year to everyone that is tuning in. I am D and I am a gamer. Welcome to another episode. If you like what you see and want to see more, please click the like button, subscribe, comment in the comment section below, and share this video.
Jukebox.
Sorry for sounding robotic at first. I'm just trying to come off of a Well, I was sleeping for a little bit throughout half the day and still feeling a bit groggy, so bear with me while I'm trying to get my energy back. The game I'm about to play is City of the Wolves, and I'll be honest, I played most of it, and I played through arcade mode with all the characters except for one person, and I'll play it on this episode tonight. So, without any further ado, the first half of this episode, I'm going to be talking with you guys for a little bit. Excuse me, I'll be talking with you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Uh, Let me address the elephant in the room. Stranger Things. Has any of you watched the series from season 1 up until the final season that recently came out? For the most part, I enjoyed it. It told the story that it needed to tell, and everyone involved on the series did what needs to be done. They portrayed the characters very well. The story, although it did have some issues here and there, for the most part, I enjoyed it. So I'm sure some of you are asking, what did you enjoy about it? I enjoyed the adventure of not only going to the upside down, but also what do the characters have to do with the story overall. Now, the first season, I believe, involved Will being missing and everyone is trying to bring him back. And then each season has its own layers. First season, they got Will back, but then it opened up another can of worms that they had to deal with. And for the most part, I will be honest with you. When I've watched the episode when they introduced Elle, honestly, I thought Elle was a boy. But as soon as Elle put on some clothes and all that, I'm like, oh. At first, I'm like, oh, that's a handsome boy. And then, why is Elle putting on some Oh, okay, now I get it. Elle is not a boy. Elle is a girl. I'm like, huh. At least that was my response when I first watched it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, of course. It just threw me off guard for a second. And then the curiosity continues. Mike, L, Lucas, Will, and Dustin, there they are some interesting folks that you would like to have on your friends list if Facebook was a thing back in the 80s. And then there's Hopper, and then there's many other characters that I can't really remember the names of. And for the most part, I enjoyed it. Like, I know I said it, and I know I sound like a broken record, but still. Now, as for the gripes and nitpicking and plot holes that are still left unanswered, I'll leave that conversation to the critics and those who have a keen eye for it. I'm just speaking as a fan looking in. Sorry about that. I'm just adjusting my microphone for a second. I'm wearing headphones with a built-in mic, you see. And well, I think it's about time to get an upgrade on my headphones for a second, but I'm gonna rough it out and see what else what else I can do with it while I still have it. Now, let me address another elephant in the room. And I believe it was Will's confession of what was. I'm trying to be polite and respectful when I say this. Basically, telling the whole group that he's gay, or in another way, he doesn't like girls. And I mean, he likes girls, but not like every other guy. And I'm sure there's a fair amount of people that are all for his confession, while the other half are like, it's the end of the world and you gonna use the opportunity to confess? You could have saved that for another day in time. And from my own personal opinion and perspective, I felt like, hey, he might as well get the opportunity while he has it in front of him and say what needs to be said and get it done and over with. It felt like a meh to me because, yeah, he's coming to terms of who he is and he's saying it in front of the people that he cared for and loved, and there's no shame in that. I respect his courage and bravery for doing that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you're either going to say what you need to say now, or it's going to, or you're really going to regret it later. And the energy in that scene felt like they all had a feeling about it, or maybe they had a suspicion. Either way, they figured that not to push the issue and let him say what he needs to say when he's ready, on his time. And sure, there's going to be a lot of critics that's going to say one or the other of if it was fine to make it the way it is. But what you gonna do? I mean, no one wasn't in the boardroom reading, and no one wasn't a writer to the series. So, and then there will be that certain group of people that will say it should have been handled better. Well, at the end of the day, it is what it is. At least that's my opinion of things. Now, I understand that the third part of the fifth season was also broadcast in movie theaters. I don't know, around the US or out, or not just the US and the outside. I don't know. I know that the third part of the fifth season was played in movie theaters in areas that I would travel to. But I'm not going to take that away from those who actually went to the theater to watch it. I mean, if you enjoyed it in the theater, then more power to you. I'm not taking that away from you. In fact, get some friends together and make an evening out of it. For me, I figured stay at home, turn on Netflix, and enjoy myself. Besides, the snacks at home are free anyway. Yuck. Yeah. But I kid. Uh, do what you feel is comfortable. If you prefer watching it in the movie theater, then watch in the movie theater. If you feel like watching it at home, watch it at home. It's up to you. I mean, by yourself with some friends, either way, have fun watching it. So overall, it was one it was one thrill ride that was enjoyable, and yes, it had its moments of WTF to scratching your head and whatnot, but I enjoyed it overall. It sucks that that's the end of it, but of course there is the animated CGI animated uh Stranger Things that's going to be coming out this year. I believe it's called Tales of 85. And from what I understood, it tells the story that's in between season 2 and season 3. So, looking forward to that. I don't think the main cast are going to reprise their roles by providing voice work for it, chances are most of the characters are going to be dubbed by other voice actors who can voice match the characters, and that's fine. Um, but if the original cast can come back and provide voice work, then it's all good too. I'm just looking forward to seeing it and how they're going to make it a connection between season two and season three. And as they said in the teaser trailer, they can get away with a whole lot of stuff with animation. So I'm certainly going to see how that is going to work out. I also understand that there is a Broadway stage play called Stranger Things First Shadow, which is the prequel to the main series. It tells the story of Henry Creel and how he wound up in the whole mess in the first place. But I never went and saw the stage play of it. I mean, I would like to, but mm, I think Netflix would benefit from having it broadcast on Netflix for those who were not able to go see it live. So that way they can still make their money, rather people watching it on live on stage or at home. Um, Maybe they should consider doing that, just like Disney broadcast the stage play Hamilton for those who weren't able to see it on stage, or those who did or have done so and would like to watch it from home. Mm, it's a lot of possibilities they could have go with it, but I strongly think they should put it on Netflix for those who can't see it in the who, for those who can't see it on stage. That's just my thoughts on it. Anyway, it's sad to see it's sad to see the show um, go off. And yes, I'm aware there will be some spin-offs and another series of it at some point. Cause Charlie from Emergency Awesome, shout out to him. I recommend you check out his channel. And the way that he explained it, or the way that he explained it, was how not only there were nitpicks of information that the Duffer brothers wanted to include, but they just didn't have the time for it. And then there's the point of the stage play uh, being part of season five, or parts of the stage play was included in this season five. And if I'm not mistaken, he also mentioned that there will be a live action series of Stranger Things, but with a whole group of characters. I'm looking forward to that, but it begs the question, how are they going to make that happen if, and spoilers for those who haven't watched Stranger Things season 5, L, it's not whether or known if L is completely gone or still alive but hiding out somewhere. I'm just wondering how they're going to make it work. Anyway, Stranger Things is definitely worth watching. If you haven't watched it, then at least give it a chance. If you haven't watched it at all, watch season 1 and work your way up to season 5. And if you still don't like it, at least you gave it a chance. That's all I'm saying. You can't say anything bad about something until you give it a chance yourself. Speaking of which, have y'all seen the Demigorgon cereal? I actually tried it. It's pretty good. It's like once you open the box, you smell syrup, but part of the cereal pieces are like waffle crisp shapes. Think of it as Chex Mix, but with a hint of maple syrup you put on pancakes. And it does have marshmallows with several different pieces. There's flashlights, demigorgons, and the dice, uh, that they use while playing D&D. If I remember, I'll post a picture of the cereal box, and you'll see what I mean. Now then, what else? What else? So much on my mind at the moment. I'm trying to figure what to talk about. Anyway, Stranger Things is awesome. At least I think it is. Definitely worth giving it a chance. Now, let's see. And before watching Stranger Things, there was another show I was watching. Has Been Hotel. And I believe the premise of the show is that it's the story of Charlie Morningstar, who is the daughter of Lucifer. And I may have that information wrong, but the overall point is that she created a hotel for sinners to go there to be redeemed so they can go to heaven. But of course, shenanigans and obstacles are getting in the way of her mission. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. The characters, all I can say is that the characters are a mixed bag. You're gonna like them, you're gonna hate them. Some for obvious reasons, some for not so obvious reasons. But the takeaway is the songs that they sing in the show. Trust me when I say that the songs will not escape you. Once you listen to one, you're going to listen to all. The two songs that I actually like are from season 2, and it is Clean It Up, sung by Nifty, and Love in a Bottle. And there's some more songs that I also like, but I can't name them all. Those are the only two that I can think of at the moment. So it's on Amazon Prime. If you're able to watch it, go ahead and watch it. And a bonus fact, they actually did a show called Has Been on Broadway, which is the cast of Has Been Hotel, who were available, of course, singing the best songs from season 1. And I thought it was. Now, keep in mind, I didn't watch the actual show of it. I only watched the clips here and there. But I thought that the cast really, really brought the best out of it. And in turn, I saw a few clips here and there of the audience cosplaying as their favorite characters. Some dressed up as Alistair, some dressed up as Vox, some dressed up as I believe Charlie Morningstar, and a few others. It goes to show how much a show made a great impact. It's like, if you build it, they will come kind of feeling. And the creator of the show, I hope that she'll, I mean, it's obvious that she took it all in, but I'll just say it anyway. I believe she greatly appreciates the sentiment and support. I mean, I know I would. If I put my hard work and energy into something that is meaningful and worthwhile, trying, worth watching, then of course people are going to take notice and pay attention and show their love and support. So I hope she greatly appreciates that and gives her all the more motivation to keep it going. Speaking of which, I understand there's supposed to be a season 3 and a possible season 4. I think the season 3 and season 4 have been approved, so it's coming. But just like in the teaser trailer for Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss, and I also made a reference of this from the show Invincible in a previous video I made, animation takes a long time. And yeah, it takes a mighty long time. I mean, even though everyone wants to see what happens next, uh, it's not so simple animating something and putting a story together. It takes hard work. It's like any other job. It takes a huge amount of hard work to put into something that you're trying to build or trying to do. And I can understand that wholeheartedly. It's not just making a show, it's also in game development and uh any other medium or business that one person or a group of people are trying to do. So, but for the most part, overall, I enjoyed Has Been Hotel. Looking forward to the next season, and I'm sure everyone will do their best. On that note, the same person who created Has Been Hotel has also created Hell of a Boss. And if I remember correctly, Has Been Hotel, the pilot episode was on YouTube. So I'm sure if it's still there, it's definitely worth checking out. Hell of a Boss, at least the episodes before it was picked up through to Amazon, that was also on YouTube. But when the teaser trailer dropped for both shows, it was Blitz. The O is silent. LOL. Uh, Blitz did make the announcement in the teaser trailer that Hell of a Boss will also be on Amazon Prime. And they will still broadcast the episodes on YouTube. So I think that's their way of saying you got two options of watching it. So have at it. Now I can't really talk about what is the overall story of Hell of a Boss, but I greatly liked Stullis. Here's a guy who, yeah, he has his shortcomings, but he does his best to be a father towards his daughter Olivia. And has a rocky relationship with Blitz. Now, the cruddy part is that Blitz has his own demons, pardon the pun, uh, to work through. And spoilers, at the end of, I believe, the second season, if not the first season, Blitz and Stallus are going are probably going to give it another chance in their relationship, but actually this time Blitz has to be the one to make it right. And Stallus is going through a rough time, I'll say that. So I'm not I'm not intentionally trying. Oh, okay, never mind. Let me say this. I'm being vague for a reason, and that is you have to watch the show to understand it. Uh, and I'm also looking forward to if they do make a third season. I'm looking forward to that. Now, Hell of a Boss doesn't have a I mean, the show does have songs, but not a lengthy amount of songs as Has Been Hotel does. But one song in particular that I actually like, I can't remember the title of it, but it's the one that he sings to Olivia when she was still a child. He's basically saying that no matter what happens, I will always be with you. I'm not too far away, I will always be with you. And then the other song is let's see, uh the Striker song. As silly as it was, I thought it was hilarious. But yeah, certainly worth checking out both shows. Give it a chance. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, you gave it a chance, and that's all you can do. But don't go online saying, "Man, this show sucks." Da, da, da. How can you say it sucks if you didn't give it a college try on it? At least watch the first 5 episodes, and if you can gel and vibe with it, then by all means. And if you're still not feeling it, then at least you can honestly say you tried. It doesn't hurt to try something once. And it's not just for watching shows, it's also for life in general. What if you want to try out a new type of food, but you were too afraid to try it out? Go ahead and try it out anyway. If you like it, you like it. You don't like it, then at least you tried it out. Or maybe there's a college course that you want to take, but you're not sure. If the money is right, or if you have the funds necessary to take the course, then go ahead and take the course. Do your best and try to pass the course. And don't be afraid to ask for help if it's too much to bear. So, overall, ladies and gentlemen, give something a chance even if you're too afraid to try it out. And afterwards, you'll honestly say you tried it out, and if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. But you tried it out anyway. Now, let's see here. I recently have played the game Dispatch. Now, let me address the elephant in the room. Blonde Blazer or Invisigal? My answer? Both. But wait a minute, you can't choose both. You gotta pick one or the other. You can't do the middle of the road. Oh, be quiet. Stop that nonsense. It's my answer, my decision. So you can sit down and hear me explain. I like them both. It's refreshing to see both of their personalities come on review and display. Blonde Blazer is the type of woman that got your back no matter what, whether you two are in a romantic relationship or a professional relationship. She's loyal to a fault. I mean, to a T. And, well, she's a wholesome young woman who's not afraid to do what needs to be done as long as it's done the right way. Then there's Invisigal. The same character character traits as Blonde Blazer, but a little something extra on the side, which is she'll do what needs to be done. Never mind everyone else. I would say F everyone else. She'll do what needs to be done, and she's not afraid to speak her mind and speak her opinion on things. She may come across a bit on the crude side of it, but at least it's her honesty. So, and bonus points. She has that tomboy vibe. So, yeah. And if it's one thing I have a soft spot for is tomboy characters. I've watched the anime Tomo-chan is a girl. And may I be so bold to say, giggity. But yeah. And plus, I learned that the developers from Ad Hoc Studios were once developers from Telltale Games. And of course, the whole fallout between the employers and the company. I don't know too much about it, so I'm sure if you look on YouTube or articles on the internet, you'll find the reason why they had the fallout in the first place. But as far as my personal thoughts are concerned, it is a well developed game. And if it's one thing I like is even though it's predetermined and pre-programmed, you have the option of choosing out of 3 dialogues of how do you want the characters view you. You can be a total jerk towards them, or you can be that one dude that, while everyone else is leaving, they can still rely on you when it counts the most. And I like games like that. It it has that visual novel type of vibe where you get to decide how the story goes, which is all the more reason why I played Telltale Games, Walking Dead season 1 through 4, but I didn't play 400 Days or the spin-off of Telltale Walking Dead. Also, I have played Wolf Among Us, which I'm still looking forward to a season 2 if they make one someday. But I enjoyed Wolf Among Us. It's a unique spin of what happens if characters from classic fairy tales live in the real world and how they have to deal with the circumstances that they're under. Like, everybody knows Big Bad Wolf from the Three Little Pigs. Well, he's somewhat of the sheriff of the town of Fabletown, if I'm not mistaken. And he has to keep the peace. Then there's Snow White, who works for the city, I believe, City Hall, who works closely to the mayor the um, or the district council. And one of the members of the district council is Ichabod Crane from the Sleepy Hollow series. And then there's Beauty and the Beast and their whole ordeal of trying to live fabulously, but they're they're broke, and it's hard to live in a hard to live in reality when you're still stuck on fantasy mode. And then there's a whole lot of stuff going on in that story, not just Beauty and the Beast, but the whole overall game of Wolf Among Us. So hopefully there is going to be a season 2. I mean, they once made the announcement that there will be, but given that this is 2026 and still no follow-up, uh I'm gonna try to be hopeful if a season 2 does come up, but at a certain point I'm gonna be like, season 2 or no season 2, I gotta move on. Sorry for sorry for my rambling. It's just that I have too much on my mind, so I want to get it out of get it out of me now, or I won't say it ever again. Which brings me to another point, since I'm talking about season 2s. Would y'all like to see, if anyone has already watched Let's Plays or have played Dispatch, would you like to see a season 2 of Dispatch? Now, from what I understand, it's either it's in the development stage, or it's in the or they're still planning and talking it out. The intention is there to make a season 2. They just can't really shout it out from the rooftop about they will make a season 2. For right now, there are several different videos on YouTube talking about uh, what they hope to do, what they will be doing. They're in talks of it. For me, I'm like, I'll wait until an official announcement is made. Otherwise, it's like uh, chasing, chasing. It's like a dog chasing their tail. It's never ending until the dog stops. Uh, in other words, I'll just wait until they make the announcement that season 2 is on its way. And while playing Dispatch, I also learned that Critical Role lend a hand in not only its development, but to help it get out of the financial rut that the developers were in, because they put so much time and effort into the game, and I think the tank was running on empty or almost running on empty. But fortunately, Miss Laura Bailey, a well talented and respected voice actress, by the way, uh, voice Invisigal. Now, for those who don't know, Laura Bailey has voiced Toru from Fruit Basket, and I believe Abby from Last of Us Part 2, and Lust from the Full Metal Alchemist series, both the original Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood series. She also, let's see, I I already mentioned Invisigal, and there's a few other voice and characters that she has voiced during her career as a voice actress. Uh, Two more that I can remember. She voiced Black Widow in Avengers Assemble, and Chun Li from Street Fighter 4 and 5. And there was a character on Soul Eater, but I can't remember her name at the moment. I'll probably post a photo for those who may know the character or uh, or the name of the character, but she did it too. Uh, so yeah, Laura Bailey, who's married to Travis Willingham, who is the CEO of Critical Role. Now, for those who don't know, Travis Willingham is the voice actor who voiced Thor on Avengers Assemble, and Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And side note, uh, the scene about Roy Mustang really barbecuing Lust. Now that was a delightful scene. I'll say that much. I will say that. But I digress. Let's see. He voices Phenomena Man on Dispatch. He voices Grog on Vox Machina, and let's see, Guile on Street Fighter 4 and 5. Uh, Ace on One Piece. And there's a few other characters that I can't really remember right now, but yeah. And for those who don't know, I may have mentioned it already, but Laura Bailey and Travis Willingham are a married couple, so it wouldn't surprise me if one is voice acting in one show, the other is joining them as well. So, and I mean that with great respect. I mean, teamwork makes the dream work and whatnot. So, and on another note, if I'm fortunate enough, I hope to meet one of them, if not both of them, at a convention someday, because I truly like to show my gratitude towards the work that they do, not just in voice acting, but being gosh darn golly good folks. But I'm getting sidetracked for a second. From what it was explained, um, because Laura Bailey was working with Ad Hoc Studios for working on Dispatch, and they really need the support. Laura talked to her husband, and he went to, if not dinner, then lunch with one of the developers or the supervisors at Ad Hoc, and all parties got along so well that um, Critical Role was willing to help them out and show their aid and support any way they can, which all the more reason why Dispatch became a successful hit. And well, I think, and don't hold it don't hold it on me like that, but I think it was mentioned in another YouTube video that uh it might be Mighty Number 9, it might be an original work, but Critical Role in collaboration with Ad Hoc Studios will also make a game within the realm of Critical Role's campaign. I can't help but wonder what it'll be, but here's but here's hoping that it's going to be another successful game to play. Now, overall, I enjoyed Dispatch. The puzzles, though challenging, were enjoyable. And yes, bring on the filthy. There were some spicy scenes in the game. Not too spicy, but for if you play the game, you know you know. The game is not for children. And I would recommend play it when the kiddos are in bed, or if you don't have any children, that's great too. But but I appreciate the game having an option to play censored or uncensored. So hopefully they'll keep that option on all their games so far, because all I'm gonna say, as far as most games that are out nowadays, you can you can roll the dice or put it away. But don't cater to anyone that doesn't play your games at all, but still want to curse and scream and say nonsense about it. It's better to take a chance and see how it goes as opposed to playing it safe. I mean, it's fine to play it safe, but there's going to be a point where, are you doing it for the passion, or are you doing it just to get that paycheck? I mean, yes, we all got to get paid. We all love to get paid. I mean, I like to get paid. No question about it. But you can't put a price on creative integrity. That's that's my 2 cents on the matter. At least that's how I feel about it. Comment below if you feel the same way or if you have an objective opinion. But if you do comment below, I strongly recommend to keep it classy and no trolls. If you troll in the comments, you're not going to get my attention. But keep it classy, keep it respectful, and keep it moving. That's all I ask. Now, one more thing to talk about before I start this game. I did mention that I have played this game, and for the most part, I can see why it won the award for Best Fighting Game at the Gamer Awards, or the Gamer's Choice Awards. I can't remember the official title of it. The game is fun, the game is challenging, it reminisces the original Mark of the Wolves game, and the characters, new and returning, are fun to use if if anything. Now there is one character that I was struggling with. In fact, there are a few characters that I was struggling with, but there's one in particular that I really was struggling to use, and that was Salvatore. Uh, I really don't have an opinion on why SNK decided to bring in two guest characters, but if it helps with the business side of the game, then more power to them. That's all I can say about that. But I did play as Cristiano, and I thought he was a lot of fun. So maybe before the end of this episode, I'll probably play as him for a little bit. If I remind myself, I will. Now I understand that there were two teaser trailers that dropped relating to this game, or if possible, that is in relation to this game. One of the teasers showed a mask, a Tengu mask, that was worn by the character of let's see, the first Art of Fighting game and SNK versus Capcom, and that was the Mr. Karate mask. Now, the only two characters I know that were known as Mr. Karate was Takuma Sakazaki and his son Ryo Sakazaki. If Ryo Sakazaki is going to be a returning character, at least a DLC character for this game, that would be awesome. But since the mask was in the trailer, was in the teaser trailer, it could be possible that Takuma is coming back as Mr. Karate. And I'm all for it. Like, bring that guy back, or at least bring his son back, whatever. Now, it would be nice if Robert Garcia would come back, because I have a friend who plays as Rio, and I play as Robert, and we always go at it when we're playing on King of Fighters. So, yeah. But for the most part, I think it's going to be Takuma as Mr. Karate, but only time will tell. We'll wait and see. I'm willing to see how it develops. And then they dropped another teaser trailer. Now, for those who don't know, Fatal Fury had three animated movies. The first one was basically the first game of Fatal Fury when they took on Geese Howard. The second one was when Terry took on Krauser, and the third one was an original story. But let's focus on the teaser trailer. For those who probably remember it, remember close to the end of the movie when Terry was going up against Krauser? Yeah, they redid that whole scene, but they kind of speed run it a little bit, where Krauser didn't. Krauser did say his defeated speech and all that, and all I'm gonna say is it's implied that Krauser will probably be another DLC character for the second season of this game, City of the Wolves. If he is, best believe I'm getting that. I'm getting the season 2 pass, or at least the DLC. I don't know. We'll see what happens, because Krauser, the way that he was explained in the Fatal Fury movie, Krauser's not a man. He's more of a monster. And for those who have never watched the Fatal Fury movies, uh, I recommend you do that. Trust me when I say this. The third movie is skippable, but you can watch it just to say that you did. But it's best to watch the first two movies. They're awesome. They're worth watching. It's a lot of fun to watch because, like, who doesn't hate a good fighting movie? So, and there was once a YouTuber who did do a review on the Art of Fighting movie, but I think it was Bennett the Sage, but he stepped down from YouTube just to handle some personal business that I won't discuss out of respect to him. But if I remember, I'll post a link of his review of Fatal Fury 2, the movie, and then you can make your own decision of watching it or not. But I must warn you, I don't know if it's posted on YouTube, so you may have to watch it, in the words of SNES Drunk, shout out to him, any way you can. Alright. Now that I got what I need to say out of the open, let's let the fists start flying and let's do this.
Arcade.
Let's see. Also, what I like about this game is that the two guest characters, aside from Salvatore is it Salvatore or Salvatore? I keep saying Salvatore, so apologies for mispronouncing the name. And Cristiano Ronaldo. Uh, I'm not a okay. Here in the US, if I'm not mistaken, we call it soccer, but outside of the US, it's pronounced football. Uh, if I remember correctly from my Spanish class that I took in high school, football is pronounced with Futbol, but I think it can also be spelled with Football. But that's soccer is football to those outside the US. Anyone who lives outside the US, you can correct me in the comments below. And what we call as football, where touchdowns, interceptions, tackles, and whatnot, we call that football in the US. But our football in the US is called football americano and outside the US. So in the US it's football, outside the US it's known as American football. So a little bit of a lesson here and there. But I greatly appreciate that SNK is willing to play ball with Capcom and include Ken and Chun-Li, or is it Chun-Li? I keep pronouncing it Chun-Li, but I also used to pronounce it as Chun-Li. So I don't know how her name is pronounced, but anyway, I appreciate them adding Ken and Chun-Li in this game, just like they added Mai right there and Terry in Street Fighter 6, which begs the question, is there a possibility, will there be a Capcom versus SNK 3? Now, I'm aware that there are fan-made or what's called Mugen games of Capcom versus SNK 3, but I haven't really played those or the many versions of it, so I can't really say I'm all for it or not of playing fan-made games of it. So I'm sitting in the middle of that one until I actually played them, and hopefully my laptop is able to support it. But anyway, uh, if it's possible that they do make a Capcom versus SNK 3, I'm all for it as long as it's handled properly. Also in this game, you can do a color edit of a character's outfit. So I made Rock's outfit a little bit like Kyo from the King of Fighters series. So I don't think it's accurate, but I did my best. Excuse me for 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me drink some water here because my throat is getting mighty dry. sorry you had to hear the gulp, but yeah. All right. Let's see here. Okay, everything's in good order. So I'm gonna stop talking now and let the first part of the scenario play.
Since the fall of Geese Howard, the city of Southtown has never been the same. Its people have grown complacent, and once fearsome warriors roam the streets like stray dogs. And though his legacy remains here in my keeping, it does so with no heir apparent. If there are any left in Southtown with fangs that bite, with claws that tear, with the ruthlessness and undying spirit of a true warrior, come to King of Fighters. Who will inherit the legacy of the fallen emperor? Let the last wolves of this city determine that for themselves. Stroheim. Rock Howard, son of Geese Howard, Emperor of Southtown. A troubled youth raised by the very man who vanquished his father years ago, Terry Bogard. Upon hearing that his mother Marie was actually alive and well, Rock parted ways with Terry, seeking answers from Kine R. Heinlein. Rock eventually learned of Marie's captivity at the hands of the villainous Mr. Big. According to Kine's investigation, Big kidnapped her and staged her untimely death as part of a nefarious scheme to manipulate Geese. While in captivity, Marie received treatment for her chronic illness, so much so she was able to stand and walk. To Rock's relief, she was well cared for, though not free, and Mr. Big's ransom was steep. Geese's legacy. Seeking the legacy, Rock paid a visit to someone who knew his father all too well, one Billy Kahn. Billy proved agreeable, but just as Rock's quest seemed to be at an end, a mysterious man ambushed him and fled into the darkness, legacy and all. A number of days later, Rock receives word of the upcoming King of Fighters tournament. The prize, Geese's stolen legacy. Determined to claim his birthright and liberate his mother, Rock steps into the arena.
I suppose meditation will have to wait. All right, I'll take you on.
Round one. Get ready. Fight!
The guy I'm going up against is Terry's brother, Andy. Now, Andy, from what I understand, studies the style of Shiranui ninjutsu with Kempo fighting style, or Kempo. I think it's Kempo. I'm not sure. And the victor goes to me.
No matter what.
Round two. Get ready. Fight!
Come on. Ah. That's what I mean when I say I just get lucky. Oh boy. Ah, goodness.
Damn. You really do fight just like your brother. I wish we had more time to talk, but the tournament won't wait.
I can understand that. Like, Rock got it. It's like Rock got enough on his plate as is. I mean, if it was like during an off season or any free time available, he would love to get to know not just Terry, but Andy and everyone in the circle. I think in its own way, Rock sees Terry like an older brother. So, and Terry Bogard does have that older brother energy, so.
Fasten your seatbelt. You're about to experience the ultimate Shokugen Karate!
Round one. Get ready. Fight! SPG!
Double Hadouken! Hadouken! Shuriken!
Okay. Here we go.
Tackle.
Okay, let's see.
Take this. You can do better than that.
Huh. So that's what he says. In Mark of the Wolf, Japanese dub, but with it would they speak in Japanese, of course, because they the characters everyone speaks in Japanese, but the game was translated into English for English speaking audience. So here we go. Okay.
The only way to purge the evil in my veins is to get even stronger.
Dark karate and assassination arts.
They call me Vox, a martyr knight. Now, I will take your voice.
The only other time I heard the terminology dark martial arts was from the anime Baki. I think it was Baki. I can't remember which season it was, but it was a dark martial arts tournament where Baki lost to one of the opponents, but then he gets another chance to get his victory back. But that's all I know. Now the thing about me is that
I'll keep fighting.
I'll just say it. I love fighting games. The first fighting game I ever played was Street Fighter 2 for the Super Nintendo. And once I had a Sega Genesis, as a Christmas present, my mom and stepdad did get me Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the difference between regular Street Fighter and Sega Genesis Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition is that you can not only play the regular base characters, but you can also play the boss characters as well. Alright, let's see here.
I knew you were the stoic type, but you're a lot tougher than I expected. I bet Grant must be real proud of who you've become.
No, yeah. My first fighting game was Street Fighter 2. I had Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. And I have played Super Street Fighter 2. And then came Mortal Kombat. Now, surprisingly, my mom and stepdad gifted me Mortal Kombat 1 as a birthday gift. And yes, I was happy. I was part of the Mortal Kombat fan base. Not to the maximum, like, I didn't have the comic books or the action figures or anything. But, let's see.
A worthy opponent.
Let's see.
Let's do this.
Let's see. But, yeah, I have Mortal Kombat 1.
Get ready.
Let's see. And let's see. And then for Christmas, my stepdad's brother, my uncle, gifted me Mortal Kombat 2,
Whoops.
both for the Sega Genesis.
Tackle.
Let's see. Hmm. Right in the face.
You can do better than that.
Round 2. Get ready. Fight.
Sorry, I'm just into the fight right now. I would think that was going to do more damage, but okay. I guess I'll take what I can get.
Perfect day. Rock. Win.
This guy's tricky and tough. I just can't predict his rhythm. He's gotta be a musician.
So like I was saying, my stepdad's brother, my uncle, gifted me Mortal Kombat 2 for the Sega Genesis. But at the time, I thought Mortal Kombat 2 was too extreme for me, so I only played it when I had friends come over. And then I never got part 3 because I don't know why. I just never got it. Like, I never got the game, never understood the game. I mean, I never got part 3. I just never asked for it. Then came Ultimate Part 3, and I just kind of fell off Mortal Kombat a little bit at the time. Then came Part 4. A friend of mine had Part 4 for the PlayStation, and I thought it was interesting that they went from like live actors portraying the characters for the game to going straight 3D. So
You have the conviction to do what is necessary. Show me how you hunger for the taste of victory.
Round 1. Get ready. Fight.
but I did have Mortal Kombat trilogy at one point for the PlayStation. And yes, I have watched the first Mortal Kombat movie. I thought the movie was awesome, by the way. Like, it told the story that it needed to tell, and even though some parts of the movie did not, well, I guess I want to say some of the parts of the movie didn't really match up to the game, but as for what it's worth, I liked it. No argument from me. I liked it. Then came Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yeah, I don't really have a great opinion about Annihilation. I mean, I understand the backstory as to why some of the actors from Part 1 didn't come back to reprise their role. One actor, I believe, read the script and wasn't feeling it, so they bowed out. And I think that's the story of it. And then probably it had to be about money, and I'm like, eh. Which is why Raiden was recast, and Johnny Cage lost in the opening movie. Talking about Annihilation, by the way. So, I mean, the Mortal Kombat Annihilation, I can't say it wasn't that bad of a movie. I mean, if I had to pin it between the live-action Super Mario Brothers movie,
I've chosen to follow your path. There's no turning back now.
if I had to pit it against the live-action Mario Brothers movie, looking back on it, I can't really decide which one I'd rather watch anyway because, uh, you know what? I'll just say it, Annihilation, because you know what? I can't make up my mind, so I'm just gonna move on from that topic because that's like saying which movie was the worst. I mean, both movies have their qualities and charm, but at the end of the day, I just couldn't make up my mind. Anyway, let's see.
Geese Howard's legacy. Been a while since I've seen it up close.
As soon as I get it, my mom is free to go. Right?
That's right. In fact, she's here already, courtesy of Mr. Big. All that's left for you to do is win this next fight and claim the legacy.
Hey, Rock. Been a minute. Have you gotten taller?
Terry. Sorry, there's been a lot going on. A lot that I wish I could tell you. But there's something I really need to do first. So just...
Hold up. There's nothing that needs saying. How about you show me instead? You follow?
Right. Okay. Come on, Terry. Give me everything you've got!
Round one. Get ready. Fight.
Hadouken! Hadouken! Rock you!
Okay. Now, I have watched the first Street Fighter live-action movie with actor Raul Julia, R.I.P., and Jean-Claude Van Damme. If anything, that movie should be treated as a case study of what not to do when making a live adaptation of any video game movie. In fact, that goes double for the Mario Brothers live-action movie. But for what it's worth, the first Street Fighter movie was a fun movie to watch because at the time, I mean, all right.
I'll keep fighting. No matter what.
Round two.
So, let's see. The live-action Street Fighter movie was an interesting movie, I'll say that. It was fun, but looking back on it, at the time, it really didn't matter, because the Street Fighter movie was an awesome movie from the eyes of a child. But nowadays, it's like, it's a guilty pleasure at best.
It's over. This is me.
Oi!
I'll come back when everything's settled. Wait just a little longer, Terry.
Now let's see. Let's see. Also, I am aware that there are more Street Fighter movies. The Legend of Chun-Li was one of them. But I would say the best live action adaptation of Street Fighter was the fan made project Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. Because, for what it's worth, it focuses on the story of Ken, Ryu, their master Goken, and Akuma. And it was a fan made movie that, looking back on it, I don't think they had that kind of Hollywood budget, but they did have a budget and they had to make it work. And for what it's worth, it's certainly worth watching. If you want to find a good live adaptation Street Fighter movie, look up Assassin's Fist. Now, I was hoping they would do a follow up to that movie. I mean, it was implied, at least I hope it was implied, that they would actually make a follow up to that movie. But I guess circumstances got in the way, and now we're getting another live action Street Fighter movie with a whole new cast. Half the cast are pro wrestlers. There's Roman Reigns, who's playing as Akuma, Cody Rhodes as Guile, Hiroki Goto from New Japan Pro Wrestling playing as the Honda, and if I'm not mistaken, Jason Momoa, who used to play as Aquaman, now he's cast as Lobo for the upcoming DC movies. He's playing as Blanca. And of course 50 Cent, he's involved. He's playing as Belrog. And there's a few other actors and actresses who are involved in the movie. But the one of them that caught my eye was the actress who will be playing as Cammy. If I remember, she was also on Cobra Kai. And from what I've read, she's a legit martial artist. I believe she's a 4th black belt practitioner in Taekwondo. If I had the option to hire bodyguards, she would be one of them. I'm just saying, giggity. Let's see. Let's see. And yeah, speaking of Cobra Kai, I have watched all the 5 seasons of it. I loved it. I enjoyed it. It told the story that it needed to tell, but it was more focusing on Johnny's redemption arc of sorts. Yeah, Johnny's rough around the edges, but of course, every bad boy needs a reason to level up. But it's like you're turning you're turning who was once the villain into an into like somewhat of an anti-hero, I guess. But what I liked about it is him building that relation. Well, not at first, but him and Danny built a relationship, a love-hate relationship. And yes, their approach of styles clash here and there. One is more of the offense and the other is defense. But yeah, maybe when it was fresh in my mind, I would have more things to say about it. But for the most part, it certainly is worth watching because it's currently on Netflix. At least I hope it is. And let me see. They did manage to bring some of the original cast members from Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3. They even reached out to the actor who played as Kreese and Silver. And I recently learned that Silver is actually younger than the actor of Danny. And I'm like, in part three, he looks a little bit older, unless that's all makeup, but it's one of those the more you know kind of feelings, so yeah. All I can say about Cobra Kai, the series, certainly worth watching. And now to come to think of it, I actually did want to practice martial arts at one point in time. I think I was maybe 8 or 9 years old, and I kept seeing all the karate class commercials, and I straight up asked. I straight up asked my mom, "Can I take a karate class?" And she straight up said no, and that was the end of that conversation. Now, I never delve into why she said no, but when you're a child and when your parent says no, that doesn't mean ask them 5 seconds later and eventually they'll say yes. When a parent says no, in my case, when a parent says no, that's it. End of discussion. But perhaps, probably, my mom didn't want me to grow up to be a brawler or anything like that. And, or maybe she just felt that I was not mature enough to understand the purpose of practicing martial arts. Now, bear in mind, my mom was a sergeant in the Army Reserve, and for 20 plus years up until she retired from the service. And perhaps she couldn't stand, I guess in its own way, she couldn't stand the thought of me getting roughed up. I don't know. I just don't know. So, I never studied martial arts at all. I had friends who did. In fact, I have 3 friends who study Taekwondo. One is a black belt, one is a brown belt, and the other, last time I talked to him, which was several years ago, he got the yellow belt. And then as I grew older and moved to Maryland, my best friend, shout out to P World, uh, his brother who served in the military, not in the same squad as my mom. I mean, no. That's all I'm gonna say is no. Not in the same squad as my mom, but I understand to a certain degree. His older brother taught my best friend, I believe the style is called Val-Tudo or Valet-Tudo, which is incorporating boxing, kickboxing, and grappling. Anyone who's a martial artist, you can explain to me the concept of Val-Tudo in the comments below, because that's all I know based off of based off of hearing how he explained it and watching the character Craig Murdoch from Tekken doing Val-Tudo. And then there was a friend of a friend who also studied Taekwondo. I can't remember which belt he got from it. I think he was black belt, but I can't remember. And then I guess you could say a frenemy. No, wait, I take that part back. More like an acquaintance of that I know of. He studied Chinese Kempo. I never asked what belt he got or what was his highest degree, but yeah. Let's see. So I guess in its own way, I was fortunate to come across several different people who study martial arts, but it slightly bothers me that was never able to study it because my mom said no. And maybe that's why I have so much fascination for fighting games, because if I was never able to study an actual martial arts style, the least I can do is play the games that has different characters who have studied martial arts. Now, I could have studied it through a friend of my aunt from several years ago, but because of his work schedule and traveling, I was never able to learn it. What he studied was, I believe it was Hungar Kung Fu. He gave me a book of it, but sadly, I lost the book. And but I don't think he was upset about it because he has a copy of his own. But I just still feel bad to this day that I lost it, and only because of a house fire. I'll explain how the house fire happened another time, but once my grandparents' house caught on fire, almost everything went with it. In fact, I lost an Xbox. I had an Xbox, man. I had not an Xbox 360, the Xbox that came before that. And I had a few select games from it, and it was caught up in the house fire, and that was it. And a few other things that I had that was in the house fire too, but what can you do? But yeah. As far as fighting games, I did talk about Street Fighter, I did talk about Mortal Kombat. It wasn't until I went to college where the same best friend who I talked about, the one who had the older brother that taught him Val to Do, he introduced me to King of Fighters. And at first I didn't think nothing much of King of Fighters, but then it just dawned on me that I had played a King of Fighters game before, and it was 97. But it was or it might have been 95, I can't remember. But it was a demo of it. So, uh, since then, I've been playing almost every King of Fighters game that I was able to play. I played 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. Now, 98 and 99 are kind of complicated to explain because I had a Dreamcast at the time, and they called 98 99 and 99 King of Fighters Evolution. But for the sake of chronological order, I'd have played 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, and then when development team and ownership of the King of Fighters franchise was being tossed around, they transitioned from calling it by year and calling it by number. So from 2003, I started playing King of Fighters 11. I briefly played 12 and 13, but I never had 12 and 13. But I do have and played 14 and 15. Overall, I actually like 98 and 2002. Don't ask me why, just it is just hard to describe it. But if I could put it in another way, one of my best characters was in the game. It's one of the best characters in the game was Takuma that I mentioned earlier. He was in it. At least I like 98's version of Takuma. 2002's version, um, well, in the remake of 2002, uh, I had the option. The player is given the option to play the original 2002 version of Takuma, or or the or the 98 version of Takuma. So I like that version of the game itself. The I think it was Ultimate or Unlimited Match. I can't remember. So yeah, the Cliff Note version. Went to college. My friend introduced me to King of Fighters, and I haven't dropped King of Fighters since. And then at the same time, later on, I was introduced to Mark of the Wolf, and well, here I am now playing its sequel, City of the Wolves. So
You've come an awful long way, haven't you, rookie? Now, champ.
Yeah! Kai! Billy!
Way to go, Rock.
It seems my sister's all right. Thank you, Rock.
Mr. Big, I'm gonna make you pay big time for backing the Neo Black Cats into a corner. Huh? Hey, hang in there!
Mom! No! Where am I? Is Mom okay? Pathetic. Helpless as ever, aren't we? Who's there? What did you do to my mom? Mother was a truly tragic case. I could never save her, and so she was trapped forever. Such a disappointment. She must despise her son. That isn't true! Mom, she... Deep in his heart, I'm sure Terry hates me as well. And why shouldn't he? Why should he have to suffer the cruel irony of raising the son of the very man who killed his father? Enough of this! Cut the crap and show yourself already, you coward! I will not live another day in denial of the blood in my veins. Geese Howard could do anything. Rock Howard can do nothing. And so, you must be erased. Shut up! I've heard enough! Everything you said about Terry, about my mom, it's all lies! I don't care if you're another part of me or whatever. Nobody talks about Rock Howard like that! Nobody!
Round one. Get ready. Fight.
So in all perspective, he's fighting within himself.
Tackle!
Okay, let's see.
Tackle! 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 Over here. I'll keep fighting, no matter what.
Round two. Get ready. Fight.
Hold still.
The thing about the thing about the counter is that it has to be hit at the right time. Like I said, I get lucky if I hit it right.
Do you want more? Tackle!
Here we go.
Tackle! It's over! This is me!
Ah.
Over here.
Trying to give him the big send off, but it's just not clicking.
Even if the forces of fate pit me against myself, I'll still win! Even if I have to drag my past every step of the way, I will never stop moving! Was that really another part of me? I mean, I guess I used to have thoughts like that sometimes. But still. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen this way. Who's there? It wasn't true. Everyone you've ever cared about, they loved you just as much. Is that Mom? How does she look so young? Did we go back in time?
I'm sorry, but after today, you're never going to see me again.
I can't change your mind.
The life I've built isn't safe for a child, and it's only going to get more dangerous. This path, paved with blood, I would never want this kind of life for him. Not if I can help it.
No way. Is that really him?
Listen to me, boy. Live free, as a wolf should.
Father? Ah! Where am I?
Looks like you're back to normal, Rock. You had us all pretty worried.
Normal? You mean that wasn't a dream?
Don't worry about it. All that matters is you're all right.
Wait. What about the others?
Sheesh, you really lost it there, didn't you?
Everybody's fine, Rock. It's okay.
I'm sorry, everyone.
In the meantime, I think we found our culprit.
What is that?
Sacred scrolls. Nasty pieces of work. Just as you were starting to come back to us, those things burst into flames.
I see. I guess I caused you guys a lot of trouble, huh?
Anyway, go on. Don't be shy.
What do you... Wait. Hey, Mom. It's been a while.
I missed you so much, Rock.
So, you're certain you can go it alone, Rock?
Yeah, I have some thinking I have to do, and I need a little time to myself.
It's a good plan. The part of the legacy that Mr. Big was chasing, it was only a fraction of the whole thing. I'll be waiting to hear what you want to do with the rest. Keep me in the loop.
Whether you follow in your father's footsteps, or tread the path of a warrior, the choice is yours to make. But remember, there is power in legacy. And if that power proves too much for you to control...
I know. I'll come back when I figure out what it is I want. So, until then...
Take care, kid.
Farewell.
I'll see you soon, Mom. Harry! Thank you! Thank you for everything!
There's nothing that needs saying anymore, Rock. Let's spar together again sometime, okay?
Okay!
I feel like that part was a small, I want to say Easter egg, but it might be too far of a stretch. But if anyone, I did talk about it earlier, but that was somewhat the ending of the Fatal Fury, the second Fatal Fury animated movie. Like I said, it's worth watching. Just search it up and watch it. And I can honestly say now I officially beat the game with all the characters. Now, playing episode of Southtown, that's a whole different beast altogether. But yeah. Now, some of the voice actors who voiced each of these characters, I have heard of, and some of them well, respectively, haven't heard of as of yet, but I look forward to another performance in any, whether it's anime, gaming, or any type of project they're involved in. I look forward to their next performance. Jonas Scott. If I remember, he voices Legacy on Beastars and Fell on I believe it's called Camping in Another World with an Absurd Skill. Richard Epcar as the voice of Nightmare Geese, or Geese Howard. If I remember, Richard Epcar, best known as the voice of Jigen on Lupin III, also Zangetsu on Bleach, and the big bad on Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War, and he voiced Bobo Bobobo. And there's an interesting story about that one because he never wanted to voice Bobo in the first place, but I guess the voice directors at the time, or the ones in charge, wanted him involved in it, and they wouldn't take no for an answer. So eventually he said yes. All I can say is the anime Bobo Bobobo is somewhat of a parody of Fist of the North Star, but I may have it wrong. All I know, it's a parody that pays homage to a whole lot of other animes in general. It's a whole lot of episodes, so if you have the time to watch it, but I stopped watching it after maybe a couple of episodes because, yeah, if you need a good laugh, I mean, you can't go wrong with watching it. But there are better animes out there besides that one. I can't say it's a terrible anime, but your mileage will vary. So, there's that. Overall, after playing this game, I can see why it got the award that it received. Because so much love and care was put into it. And if the conversation of Capcom versus SNK comes up, I would hope that they would give the same love and attention to that game as the developers for City of the Wolves. And I once heard that there was supposed to be a Tekken cross Street Fighter, but after the unsuccessful run of Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I guess they decided to back away from the project. At least that's what I remember hearing. So yeah, there was going to be a Tekken Cross Street Fighter made by Namco, and there were some concept art of the game, or at least images of the characters that was going to be in the game, but unfortunately it's not going to happen. Maybe in an alternate world it already did happen and we don't know it, but it is what it is. Now, back to the conversation of me studying martial arts and the friends that I had who were training in martial arts. Whew. Nowadays, if I had the opportunity or the option to study it, I would. But maybe I'm just self-conscious about it because I feel like I'm too old to study it. And I'm not exactly in the best of shape to study it. But I guess I'm just making excuses and not willing to take the initiative. Plus, I have to pay for the classes, and the classes are not cheap. So, excuse me for a second. The classes are not cheap, and I have to consider the classes. Well, first consider the style of martial arts that I wanted to practice, and then find a. I keep pronouncing it dojo, but a friend of mine from college said it's pronounced Daojang. So, shout out to my friend from college, my favorite cat girl for correcting me on that. And pick a style that I'm more than happy to study, and also find a school that can help uh, with teaching me that style. Now, overall, it will be basic karate or karate for some who pronounce it that way. But at the same time, I would like to study Muay Thai or kickboxing. But after seeing how those who practice Muay Thai train in the art of Muay Thai, uh, I don't think I'd be able to. I don't think I'll be able to tolerate the type of training. Um, Not the extreme parts like kicking the bamboo trees and all that. just looking for something basics and something that I could um, ease myself into and practice. Otherwise, it would just be basic kickboxing or karate. Now, as for Taekwondo, um, I'll leave that style to the friends that I've made who practice it because I believe it deals with flexibility and dexterity. But I'm more of using my hands and feet type of guy. Or maybe I'm just talking too much, I don't know. But I'm not knocking the style of Taekwondo. I just want to pick a style that works with me and not against me. That's all. Huh. Alrighty then. Well, oh wow, it is getting late. Well, there's so much that I want to talk about within the time that I have with you all. So let me get something out of the way. I appreciate all of you for taking the time to watch and listen to me talking while playing City of the Wolves. And also, I appreciate the time that y'all were willing to contribute into watching this video. So, much love and respect to you all.
Jukebox.
And let's see here. Now, I really need to address something real quick before I go, which is the passing of Squid Kid 1111. I believe their name is Ashley. I'm not too familiar with Squid Kid's backstory, other than how they removed themselves from the game of life, if I'm able to say it properly. There, I don't know. Having to hear about how they end, why it happened the way it happened. The best way I can say it is this: making unsettling racist comments is wrong. I am against racism of any kind, and I will not tolerate it at all. First and foremost. And for someone to end their own life because of it saddens me that the negative comments cause their end. And I'm sure there's more to it, but it really grinds my gears when someone is that miserable that they want to steal and rob someone else's joy and passion. Now, Squid Kid was passionate about cosplaying the various characters that they deem appreciative and admirable. And I did check out their Instagram page, and that is some exceptional work. They took the time, the effort, and the care to cosplay the characters that they enjoyed portraying. And for a group of individuals to be nasty and terrible towards Squid Kid is unsettling to me. So they're cowards. All I can say is they're cowards. And they're going to get what they deserve in the end. That's as best as I could, and that's as best as I could put it. May Squid Kid rest in May Squid Kid rest in peace. My condolences go out to their family and loved ones. And this goes out to any black man or woman who enjoys cosplaying. Do it. Keep doing it. If it's something that you're passionate about and you truly love it and enjoy it, keep doing it as long as you want to. Don't let anyone take away your passion and your joy away. Keep doing what you love and don't feed the trolls. Again, do what you love and keep your head up. Now, another person that I learned who passed away by self-deletion is Mr. Lamar Wilson. And from what I understand, he was a tech YouTuber. And I'm not too familiar with his content, other than him being affiliated with Andre Meadows, the Black Nerd. But I can honestly say that this is a young guy who had a charming and wonderful personality. And it's hard to hear about how someone took their how they self-deleted themselves. And I don't know, it's one of those moments where I don't know what his struggle was, but I can only imagine that he tried his best and the weight of the world got to him. But if it's one thing I can say from all of it is this: keep in touch with your people. Keep in touch with your friends, keep in touch with your loved ones, keep in touch with the people that you care about. A simple phone call helps. Taking the time to talk to them, to reach out to them. They don't need your money. A moment of your time is all they need. So, and for those who are struggling in life and having a rough go of things, always remember that you're not alone and you have resources available to help you through troubling times and circumstances. Life is hard and it's not easy, and it will never get any easier. So just do your best to take the time for yourself to relax, to chill out if you need to. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to take a break. But I do not want to ever hear another news report or story of someone self-deleting themselves, because yes, there are times when you start asking, am I good enough? Am I worth having around? Listen to the sound of my voice. You will always, always be good enough. And for those who say the opposite, don't worry about them. If they're miserable, that's because they put themselves in that position, not you. Don't let their misery be your misery. Let them sort their own issues out. You just focus on what you're trying to do and how you're trying to build yourself up. And if you're still struggling, don't forget there's resources available. You're not in the fight alone. Always, always reach out, if not to a self-help line, always reach out to the people that you trust. And always remember to reach out to the people not only that you trust, but you know that they may not be perfect, but they'll always make time for you, for better or for worse. So do yourself a favor. Hug yourself real tight and keep saying to yourself, it'll be okay. Now say it with me now. I am good enough. Hug yourself and always say to yourself, it will be okay. All right? And don't ever count yourself short. And if you need to take a step back from those who are negative towards you, do it. Because you don't need that energy in your life. Misery loves company, as the old saying goes, and you don't want to be the company of misery. I'm sorry to hear about the passing of Squid Kid 1111 and Mr. Lamar Wilson, but I trust that their souls are at rest and hopefully their life set the example of how everyone should live their life with great pride, gusto, and respect. And if I could be so bold to say it, it's not how they ended their story that makes the difference. It's how they wrote their story that makes the difference. Again, it'll be okay. Take it one step at a time. Don't count yourself short. Keep your head up. Keep in touch with the people that you trust. And always remember, you are good enough. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, be well, be safe, stay hydrated, and take care. Until next time, everyone. Peace.